Hey everyone, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a video which may be a little bit different. Maybe not resonating with a lot of you who are subscribing or maybe come across my channel, but I try once in a while to cover some Scandinavian music related news or records, etc. And when I woke up this morning, I woke up to the news that a very dear artist, not just to me, but everyone in Norway, and to some extent also in Denmark, passed away on Saturday. His name was Lillebjørn Nilsen, and he was born in 1950. He grew up in Oslo. He was a real Oslogutt, Oslo boy, Oslo kid, and his heart was always in Oslo, very much so. I would call him one of the greatest ambassadors of Oslo. He got a guitar basically off a rubbish skip, I think, because he and his family were very poor, and he taught himself to play. He also went to, he did go to music school, I think it was Hartvig Nilsen, and he became slowly known in the latter half of the 60s when he was still in his late teens. His solo debut was in 1971, and he's with the record Tilbake, or Back. He scored various big hits, I would say, in Norway, but his biggest was a song, Norwegian interpretation of Peter Seeger's My Rainbow Race, which he translated into Norwegian, Barn av Regnbuen, or Children of the Rainbow. And when I saw his performance on the news today from 2012, I have to tell you, I started weeping a little bit because I grew up in school. I went to school in the late 70s. I was born same year that he made his debut, and we would sing songs. We had choir practice and other music-related lessons in school, and a lot of his songs would show up, not least Barn av Regnbuen. And my dad loved Lillebjørn Nilsen, even though my dad, it wasn't quite his generation, but my dad loved visesang, or folk music. He loved troubadours. He played the guitar himself a little bit, and like I said in a previous video, he loved the Swedish-Dutch troubadour Cornelis Vreeswijk. And it was always a safe bet if I was going to buy my dad a birthday present or a Christmas present, to buy records from one of these artists, and not least Lillebjørn Nilsen. He also joined a troupe of other troubadours in the late 70s or in the 70s called Ballade, or Ballad, and this was very popular. A couple of other Norwegian artists and a Danish expat who lived in Norway was very popular as well. And then maybe among his biggest sellers was he joined 3 other Norwegian artists of his generation, sort of his type, musicians, all from different parts of Norway. Because you have to remember, a lot of people live and grow up in Oslo, but they will say that they are from other parts of Norway, even though it might be their great grandparents or great parents or who moved to Oslo. Because until the mid 1850s, Oslo was a tiny town. It was barely the capital of Norway. During this Danish time, it was sort of the administrative capital, I suppose, for Danish Norwegian rule. And then under the Swedes, things started picking up. But then when you got the Industrial Revolutions, people started flooding into Norway if they weren't flooding over to America or Canada. And Oslo grew very considerable, but people still remember this, and people will still often say that they are from some valley in central Norway, or they're from the west, or they're from the north of Norway. Even I can't claim on my Norwegian side to be a real Oslo person, I suppose, because my great grandmother moved into Oslo. No one knew her. No one knows who my great grandfather was. You can imagine. And I don't think my grandfather was born in Oslo either. But he came to Oslo as a small child. So but Lillebjørn Nilsen, he was an Oslo guy through and through. He loved his city, and he loved everyone in Norway talks down at Oslo. It's a hated capital all over Norway. I don't know many countries, or maybe there are, I don't know. But I always get the feeling that Norwegians treat their capital really badly. But he was the ambassador. So I just wanted to quickly show you some of his records before I wrap up with something weird that happened today. First of all, I have this one. This is called Lillebjørn Nilsen, Oslo 3. So Oslo 3, that was the postcode, the old postcode for that part of Oslo. One of my favorite songs is Singer-Songwriter på Sovesal 1. It's basically a little boy who has fairly, in the beginning, maybe traumatic experience at summer camp, and then but he wins the prize for the quietest boy in sleeping dormitory number 1. Bysommer, Summer in the City, Blues When You Weren't 15, Easter, Hey Little Blackbird. Most of these songs are written by him, by the way, and he does some traditional Norwegian folk music as well. Just to show that he's not just a city boy, I suppose. If you get a chance, listen to, I know you won't understand it. Well, if you Google it, if you make an effort. But I really wish you guys would listen to Lillebjørn Nilsen. Another record I have here is, I have some more elsewhere, but there are CDs. I also have this beautiful, this is one of my favorite album covers. It's such a Oslo building, It's Lillebjørn Nilsens Beste, or The Best of Lillebjørn Nilsen. Funny enough, released the same year as that previous one I showed, 1978. And here he is in his, that's just a perfect photo considering what kind of line of work he is in. And then I have also an old record from Ballade. So it's Lillebjørn Nilsen, it's Åse Kleveland, who, by the way, also has been our cultural minister, and she was the MC, she hosted the first Norwegian Eurovision Song Contest held in Norway after we won with Bobby Socks. Lars Klevestrand and the Danish expat Birgitte Grimstad. Ballade. They were a fun gang, They were kind of the real Norwegian version of the people you see in that wonderful film by what is his name? With some of those Canadian actors, A Mighty Wind. If you haven't seen A Mighty Wind, go and see A Mighty Wind now and check out Ballade or Lillebjørn Nilsen. I think there's here they are, Hey, the 1970s, and there they are. Almost looks like it's a photo from I don't know, some period piece or that Woody Allen film. Oh, what's it called? Never mind. And also, like I said, he did 2 records with Gitarkameratene, which was Jan Eggum, Øystein Sunde, Halvard Sivertsen, and Lillebjørn Nilsen. They were hugely popular. And like he said, it's so nice to be playing with other people again and not be the main focus on stage. This was really big. Everyone in Norway had this record and the follow-up. He didn't make any more. His last album was in 1993. No one really knows why. The connection to Skagen here in Denmark was that he was one of the very, very first The first year they held the Skagen Festival, which was initially the original title was Skagen Vise Festival, so it was a folk music festival here in Skagen, where I am now in Denmark, which has been held now for over 50 years. And he was a staple of that in the beginning, together with some other Norwegian artists. And I just wanted to, and I also want to mention, if you go online, maybe you can see where he's playing at Youngstorget or Youngs Square in Oslo, a few yards away from the government building in Oslo that were attacked by the terrorists in 2011. I won't say his name. And in 2012, when the court case against this murderer started, they held a big vigil to show everyone that we're not afraid and Oslo stands together at Young Square. And he sung God natt Oslo, Good Night Oslo, and Barna Regnbuen. And when I saw that clip today, the tears started pouring. Just finally, I just wanted to, after I heard that news, I wanted to go outside because it wasn't windy or raining for once, and it's January, on my bike, and I thought I want to go somewhere I haven't been before. So I went to the thrift store, the Boy Scout thrift store here in Skagen, and I said, "Do you have any vinyl?" Yeah, well, yeah, we kind of do. I had to be locked into a room in the back because they said no one ever wants to look at this. So I got a few things, and I'm going to show that in another video, but. What I thought was a very special moment was, considering the news that I heard today, and it's not planned or anything, I go to a thrift store here in Skagen, in Denmark. I'm not in Norway, I'm not in Oslo, and I dig through all these old, weird stuff, some of the, Artitst, German marching music, Wenn die Soldaten glückliches Marschen. What? That guy, whoever left those records, he had a very particular taste in music. And I saw some Norwegian artists and everything. And then just before, at the very back of it, I pulled out this. And considering the day and the news, I just thought this was really something quite special. This is Lillebjørn Nilsen, Byen med det store hjertet. And I found this today. Not looking for it, in Skagen here in Denmark on the day that I heard that he died. That is kind of special, I think. So, Lillebjørn, thank you for the music. Thank you for the music through all my life, and for making my dad happy when he heard your music. My dad would have been 100 years on the 29th of July this year. So lots of special moments for me. Rest in peace, Lillebjørn, or hvil I fred. Takk for alt. Thanks for everything. And thank you for watching. Please please leave a comment if you have any questions. And maybe check out Lillebjørn Nilsen. It's in Norwegian. Sorry, that's how it goes.